there, and you have the annotate options that you can see. You can see the annotate option. Then you can go ahead and type your names on the screen as well. Okay, so you see this, you have this annotate option. So, mashallah, barakallah fi, you can all see that. So, good job, Rahnama, you can write. And I'm going to move the screen, inshallah, to the next with the dua. And as long as you guys can all annotate, you will be writing, filling it in one of the homework sheets. If anybody was able to do homework, type 1. If you will do it now, then type 2, inshallah, on your chat box so that I can know the Tajweed homework, the situation, and meanwhile you can get comfortable with your tools, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, Habiba. I'm so happy that you are able to figure out the text box. Barakallah fi. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. All right, so نحمد ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us, and we make dua that Allahumma arina al-haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ahu wa arina al-batila batilan warzuqna ijtinabahu. Oh Allah, help us see the right as right and give us the ability to follow it, and oh Allah, help us see wrong as wrong and give us the ability to avoid it. And especially say the du'as of ilm that you have with you, that Allah benefit us from what you teach us, and teach us then that will benefit us and increase us in the rightful knowledge. So go ahead, everybody can take one box. I'm going to clear, so you can clear out if you have any example of Mad Lazim. You can write it there. You can even write your name. I'm going to give you a minute for that. We did this last time, so make sure you have your Tajweed notes open in front of you, and you have the examples. You can even write any example from there. You can go to legacy.quran.com, and you can even copy paste from there too. Okay, can you see the screen? If you can see the Quranic words like 215, then type 1 if you can. You guys can see it. I am going to make sure. Yes, alhamdulillah. Okay. So go ahead, you can, inshallah, write in any one block. I'm going to give you 2 minutes for that. So everybody write your name and one example of Mad Lazim that we covered last time. Okay. And if somebody is having any problem, they can ask me at this time. And Sister Samia, since you are the host, you can either make me the host so I can mute all and unmute all, or then you can unmute everybody so that I can help with anything that they need, inshallah. So for example, if you go here and you just, let's say, go to Surah Fatiha, then you can pick up a verse and you can find out that this is Mad Lazim, and then you can even paste that word. So I can copy this. I can, since I am doing on this screen, you can see that. But when you do it, you can even do that. So I can type this word. I can make it bigger. And mashallah, with your skills, you can do much more. Right? So there is an option to make it bigger right here. So you can see that there is a natural mud right here, Word Fatha Alif, and then because of a shadda, there is a mud which is created, right? Okay, I'm still not sure how to annotate. So Zainab, you see this green button like this when you are in this meeting. And once you see this button, you have this option. Can you focus where my mouse is? Yes, alhamdulillah. So you see this button, when you press this, then the annotate option comes on top. Okay, and you don't have to type everything. You can unmute and you can talk with me. So it's easier for us to work together, inshallah. Okay. So, Hamna, do we have an example of Mad Lazim? Any other example? You don't have the annotate option? That's kind of surprising. If you want, I can stop sharing my screen and you guys can show me and we can figure that out. How many of us do not have annotate? Please type 2 if you do not have annotate option. Go ahead and type 2 in the chat box. Okay, Zainab doesn't have it. Anybody else? And those who have it, can you type please 1? Yes, it does not come up on the phone, but it comes up on the computer. So I guess then the next question would be how many of you are on your phone, then type P. If you're on your computer, then type C. Okay, Zainab is on the computer, but it doesn't have it. Zainab, if you want to share your screen, I can help you find that. I can stop my share for a little while and you can go ahead and share your screen. Do you see a share screen option at the bottom? Zainab? Yes? Okay, go ahead. I stopped my screen. Go ahead. You can go ahead and share your screen. Okay. So Zainab, the annotate option typically comes when I have a presentation going on. Okay. So when the presentation is on, so you need to or since you are sharing, you need to press something to share, like a presentation. When the presentation is on, then, or if you have like a document which is on, then you have the annotate option there. So go ahead, you can give the control back to me because I don't know if this is how it's going to work. Okay. All right. So yes, that will be an issue if you're not able to find it. I hope like now that with my screen is on and since there is a sharing here, I hope you are able to find annotate. Otherwise, after this class, let's try if you can find that so that inshallah in future classes also you are able to participate more. Okay. So for now, those who have it, how many of us will be able to print out this sheet at our home? So go ahead and type in your chat if you are able to. Okay, so go ahead. The sheet was shared on the WhatsApp group. And are you able to print it at home? Then that will be a yes. You are not able to print it at home, then that will be a no. Okay, so go ahead and start typing in your chat box. Chat box is working for everybody. Thank you, Rahlama, Fahim, Jazakallah khair, Hamna, no. Okay, Zainab is yes. Bashir and Marzia, yes. Safijuria is a yes. Salma, Habiba is a no. Okay, all right. All right, alhamdulillah. So what you're going to do is if you are able to print it out, well and good. If you're not, then just use a simple paper and make 10 boxes, okay? And you are going to do this so that the more you practice, inshallah, the more we will get this knowledge solidified and settled in and we will be able to apply, okay? So how many of us can pledge that, yes, I can do even with hand, I can draw a box and I can give 10 examples of mud. And I can submit in this week, inshallah, that we have time, and may Allah make every word very heavy for you on the day of judgment. So type 1 if that you can do, that will be 1. If you cannot do that, then that will be 2. Okay. All right. Barakallah fi, Sister Rahmana, Hamna, Habiba. The rest of you thinking? Okay. Alhamdulillah, Jibrael, good job. I'm still waiting for some friends who are either thinking or I'm waiting for them that where they are. So let me show you how many we are here. So good job, Kinza. And I am waiting for some other friends. Isra, what are you thinking? Are you thinking option 3? So can we make on a page, we can write, make a box and we can find 10 examples. So at least make that intention and I'm going to make, and then we will work together to get towards that goal. Okay, so you have your learning supplies with you. Mariam Shah, what is your plan? Are you there, Mariam? Mariam Shah and Saima, Shifa, Alhamdulillah, Barakallah fi. Saima Yunus, and Isra. I'm still waiting for your pledge, 1 or 2. Barakallah fi. Okay, so Sister Saima, if you can, Isra, mashallah, good job. Yes, I think I'm forcing you guys to make that intention right now. Okay, so now let's go together. Mariam Shah, I'm still waiting for you. Are you there? She's not here? Okay. Okay, so yes, if the cameras are on, then it's easier for me to see your expressions, and especially when you're working with Tajweed, I can see the difficulty or anything, and I can work with you. Okay, so now everybody, let's stretch our arms one time and get ready. Have a pencil, have your materials in front of you, and let's do a quick recap. And you're gonna work together on the screen today. Okay, and just like that, I want you to work on your musaf and submit 10 examples, not just mad lazim, but any mads later. Okay, so first thing we learned that mud means to stretch, and there are different types of mud. And we covered in our last setting, we specifically worked on mad lazim. And in mad lazim, we worked on a couple of different ways in mad lazim harfi, which is like just mostly in haruf muqatta'at, and mad lazim kalimi, which is further divided into a mukhaffaf and a muthaqqal, and there's only one example in the whole Quran for mukhaffaf, which appears 2 times. And then we talked about the musaqqal. This one you're going to see a lot in the Quran, where a mad is followed by, the reason of the mad is going to be shadda. So we discussed that all in detail. If anytime anybody is still needing more help, you can do buddy work, you can reach out to me, I can help you in the breakout room, I can go over anything that is confusing or you're not able to understand. Now right here is all the total number of different mud types that we covered. Can you go ahead and write on the prompt how many total types of mud are there? Go ahead and write that. Total number of mud types. If I ask you to find the different maduds, then how many total can we find? So go ahead, type that in, and you can even count these blocks all the way from here. So let's see who's going to be my first one to respond. Mashallah Rahman in the lead. Good job, Hamna, Mashia, Mazia. Good job. And now the rest can easily follow. Yes, there are 9. So 3 of them right here. So Madeh Tabai, we discussed these 3 different kinds. Sila Sogra, Badal, and Iwad. So I wanted to spend one more day, our last day, for you to solidify this knowledge. And then we talked about if there is a natural mud followed by a Hamza, then you have these 3 different types. And Jazakallah khair, somebody wrote it in the text here as well. And then we talked about if the wajah mad is a sukoon, then we have these kinds. And the shadda has a built-in sukoon inside. Okay, so this much is clear to everybody? Show me some smiles if this one is clear to everybody. Let's see if I type this, does it turn into a smiley? Yes, okay. Alhamdulillah. So feeling okay so far? Alhamdulillah. So we covered all this, and you know, okay. Okay, I think somebody has joined us and there is some sound there. Okay, so then we discussed. Okay, then we discuss this idgham, ikhfa, and izhar. And let me fix this. I think I can understand what's the problem here. There was some audio built in it, so that's what you were hearing. Give me just a minute to make sure that you don't hear that. So I'm gonna, after the mud, we discussed, before the mud, we discussed the ital, mim, and sakina, and we had discussed the ahkam of noon sakina. Okay, so idgham, mim, sakina, we talked about if we made a small checklist for us to, if meme, empty meme followed by a meme mushaddad, then that's called idgham meme sakina. Meme followed by a ba is ikhfa meme sakina. And if there's, you see a little sukoon on the meme, then that is idhar meme sakina. Okay, so we discussed that, and then we also discussed the rules of the noon sakina, and we discussed this portion separately in detail. Like you can just have this particular side and you can kind of remember all of that. So what are we going to do right now is we're going to practice our learning in terms of heavy and light letters, which are heavy, which are light. That's what I'm going to be asking you. I'm going to ask you if you remember where would be the meme sakina rule, noon sakina rule, and where would be applying a mud, so that we can see what do we remember. Okay, so if we truly want to benefit from all this learning, we will be doing practice, and the practice is going to show us how we can solidify our knowledge. So are you ready? Then type 1, because it's time to show what we know. Okay, so alhamdulillah. So I'm going to call you one by one, and we will have a musaf in front, and inshallah you are going to find a rule, and you're going to start telling me what rule that is. Okay, so we can do the ayah that you've done. If you notice, this one here has no color coding in it, so there's nothing mentioned here. But since it's our first time doing it, I'm going to make it easier for you, and this is kind of showing you some indications that there's something going on here. Okay, and that way it can help you to know what is going on, and you can give me just the explanation of that as to what's going on. Okay, so to begin with, let's go to Surah Fatiha, since that is the one that we recite in our salah so many times in a day as well. So let's do Surah Fatiha and start from there, inshallah. Okay, so go ahead and raise your hand if you would like to be the first one to identify. You can raise your hand. There's a button at the bottom of the screen. If you see your screen, there's an option right here that says raise hand. So I can raise my hand like this. So if you any mud. So we covered all the maduds. Jazakallah khair for the question. We did all the maduds. So at this point in time, you can either tell me a mud that you see. We're going to go in an order from the beginning. And you can even tell me if you see any noon sakina or meme sakina rule. Or you can tell me there's a heavy or light letter that you want to talk about. Okay, so I hope that is clear. And let's see whose hand is raised first. Otherwise, I'm going to start calling out names, inshallah. So we're going to start with Surat Al-Fatiha. And we're going to start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Zainab, go ahead. The first one, inshallah. Barakallah feek. Okay, you want to jump here? Can we start in the sequence? So can you go from here and just tell me if there's any hakam, any rule that you're seeing right here? Any? Oh, okay, awesome. All right, so what do you see here? Very good. That makes a tabai. Excellent. And when I'm going to pause on the meme, then what does it make it? Okay, so that's why you have these sheets in front of you, and you can take a look now at this sheet and kind of think which one would it be that there is a temporary sukoon because of a stopping. So what will it be? Excellent, very good. So if you see, if you keep your notes in front of you, and the more you want to keep thinking like what's happening, then inshallah it will become easier and easier. But barakallah fi, there was an actual mad, and then we're stopping here, so that because of a sukoon, then that's called arid this sukoon. Excellent. So I don't have a hand, so I'm going to start calling people. Habiba, go ahead. Give me any one example, anything, any rule that you can see. And if somebody wants to go first, they can raise their hand, inshallah. Okay, Habiba, are you maybe typing? So go ahead, Rahnama and Fahim. Mm-hmm. 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 Excellent. Very good. Very good. So if you're stopping here, you're going to put like a temporary sukoon here, and that makes it mad arid lis sukoon, because you're making a temporary stop here. So how long would you like to keep it in your recitation? Rahim and Rahman. You want to keep it long for 2, so can you recite that? How are you going to read it? Excellent. So the mean is going to be, if you're keeping it 2, then you're going to keep all the rest of the added lisukun as 2 as well, right? Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. Habiba, you're ready? Okay. Yes. I can. Uh-huh. Can you tell me which is it? You can even have, from the annotate, you can even have a pen. You guys can mark from your side as well. So you can open up the annotate. Okay, so can that's fine. Very good. Excellent. So what is this? This is badal. How is this badal? So let's look at our sheet and tell me how is this badal? You see there is, what is this called? Ain kasra ya sukoon. So what is this first part? So what is, do you see like something similar right here? Very good. It's a natural mud. And after the natural mud, if you're stopping, then what is this going to be called? Very good. So if you're stopping, it's a sukoon. And if you're temporarily stopping it, then what are you going to call this mud now? Then if you're temporarily stopping here, like you can choose to continue, but you are planning to temporarily stop here, right? You could have said nasta'inu and keep on going, but you temporarily stop here. So you put like a sukoon here. So now what is this mud going to be called? What is this going to be called? Very good. Made arid lis-sukoon. Lis-sukoon. Made arid lis-sukoon. Right? So we have, excellent. So there's a lot of examples of made arid lis-sukoon in this entire surah. And so what length would you like to keep for mad arid lis-sukoon, Habiba? When you recite this surah in your salah, yeah, but for Habiba, how long is she going to keep length? Which one do you choose for your recitation? You want to keep it 2? So can you recite it for me? You can just do this much part also. Okay, very good. So the ayn is excellent. So if you're going to keep it 2, then you're going to keep it to 2 haraka stretching, and you keep it consistent with everywhere else also. Okay? Barakallah fi, may Allah increase you in your knowledge and your application of the knowledge, inshallah. Okay, go ahead. Hamna, which one are you going to find? You have, oh, you don't have the annotate. Okay, I'll do it for you. Okay, so what do we have here? Very good, excellent. It's lean. And if I stop here, then what is this going to be called? If I stop at the lean letter, then what is this gonna call? Okay, can you see the clue on the screen? If I put a temporary sukoon and I stop at the ghair, so what is this gonna be called? This will still be lean, but if I stop here, if I put like a sukoon here, then this becomes mud lean. Right? If in case I'm stopping here, but if I'm not stopping, then still this is lean. This is a lean letter, yes. So that is something good that you told me. So if you're not stopping here, then tell me, is Ra going to be heavy or light? Light. Okay. Huh? Yes. Everybody can type in their answer and lock their answer. Do you think heavy or do you think light? Everybody. Hmm? Let's see what everybody's writing. Okay, Zainab is feeling it's light. Yes, so it's going to be light. Good job, because there's a lean letter there. So good job, mashallah, Kinzaj, Varia, everybody is typing. Excellent. Jazakallah khair. Okay, Isra, which example do you want to, any hakam that you can find for us on this? You can find me a Mad Tabai, any Mad Tabai. You can find me a Meme Sakina rule or a Noon Sakina rule or heavier light letters. You want to focus on this first word and tell me here, how should I be doing this, reading this meme right here? The first word, Alhamdu. If you can tell me what it would be called, that'd be really nice. And I'm going to give you some reference points here, if that helps you. You have it in your workbook as well. So how do you think I should be reading this word when I'm praying my salah? How do you think I should need to read it? Okay, so do I do a meme gunna here? Am I going to do a gunna here? Or what is this rule going to be called for the meme sakin? Excellent. It's going to be izhar. Very good. So I see a small sign on the meme. I can immediately say this is going to be meme, izhar meme sakina. Okay. Very good. Mashallah. You want to tell me one more thing? Is this lam going to be heavy or light? Why do you think it's going to be heavy? Okay, excellent. And why is it light? Why did you change your mind? Okay, anybody else wants to type why is it light? Excellent, excellent, very good. So because there is a kasra before that lam, that makes it light. Okay, so when you have a kasra before, it makes it light, and we know that Allah Jalla Jalala name is heavy when there is a fatha or a dhamma before it. Okay, so barakallah fi, good job, Isra. And let's go to Ajveria. Which one are you going to find? So Ajveria, are you able to hear me? You can tell me anything from this word here. Kinza, if you're ready, you can go first. Yes, go ahead. Mhm. Okay, and what did we find here? Very, very good. Excellent. And you guys can use your annotate features to even point that out. So that's wonderful. That's the Kasraya Sukoon. And how long should I be reading it? Very good. Can I ask you one more question? What if I do a temporary Sukoon on noon? Then what will be created here? Excellent, very good. Then it will come into this category and it will become Mad Arid Discipline. Very good, perfect, mashallah. If you keep going through the ayahs like that, it will really help to understand, solidify our knowledge, inshallah. Okay, Jaberia, I'm waiting for you. And Amina, Shifa, whoever is ready. Let's, who has not done any word, please go ahead. You can unmute and use your annotate also. Okay, go ahead, Shifli. Okay, very good. So where is the Mother Tabi? You have, is your annotate for working? It's not. Okay. All right. Yes, exactly. Perfect. So what, anything else you want to tell us here? The letter Ghain, is it a heavy letter or a light letter? Okay, very good. And what about Dad? Excellent. And if it's going to be Kalkala, okay. And what else will, and what else would be created here? What kind of mud will create here if you stop here? Yes. So if we temporary, very good. So that would be added lisukun. And again, when you read your added lisukun, how much length do you like to keep for your added lisukun? Yeah, so for you it's two. Okay. So make sure that whichever you're choosing, you can keep that inshallah. So barakallah fi, jazakallah. Mm-hmm. Say it again. You have the option. Remember when we discussed this adat sukun, you have the option. You can stretch it 2, you can stretch it 4, you can stretch it 6. So some people, they want to keep it like 4. So when they recite, they keep it Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Right? And some people like to keep it just 2, Rabbil Alameen. So it's completely up to you how your recitation style is. Okay. So Alhamdulillah. Okay, so who has not gone? I'm still waiting. Javeria and Marcia. Are you ready? Marcia, Marzia, Nabila. So last 2-3 minutes. Those who have done, inshallah, you can. I hope you are having the page next to you and you are writing on that. So just like that, as I showed you, you're going to write in your own worksheets as well, 10 different examples. And that way it will show me. And when you know something, you show it. So you can post it on the group. And that way, the more we practice, the more better it is. So go ahead, Ashir, I think I saw your hand raised. Go ahead, you can take the mic. Okay, you can annotate. Can you point it there? If you cannot, then I can do it for you. Okay, very good, excellent. So this one is going to be a heavy raw. Very good, perfect. Mashallah, that's a beautiful example. Can you tell me one more? The ba, is that going to be heavy or light? Ba is a light letter. Excellent, mashallah. All right, jazakallah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all the efforts. And Tamina, you want to go? Do an example? No, okay. And Nabila Khan, just listening in. Okay. Yes, I can. So which one do you want to do, Nabila? Can you, okay, so any example, any rule, any hakam that you can tell us here? Why do you think this, or anything that you want to tell me? Okay, can you say the word? Very good. So this meme kasra ya sukoon is a natural one. Very good. And if I put a temporary sukoon here, then what is this called? So if I have a natural mud and I put a temporary sukoon, then what mud is created? What is that mud called at that time? Can you see the screen? So what is this mud called? Can you read this name? Very good. This is called Arid Lissifun. Okay, so that gets created, and in this lesson we have one example of the Made Lazim Kalmi Muthakkal, and that is this word right here. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Okay, so you notice this shadda, and that's because it's there. So Jazakallah khair for everybody, mashallah, for the participation. Very, I think I missed listening to you. If you are there, I give you last chance. Otherwise, inshallah, Mariam just logged back in. Mariam, if you are there, you want to do an example? The rest of the people, I'm just going to say the dua. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. So make sure that, you know, mashallah, that you are doing that effort to make sure that you review these sheets and you show what you know, okay? And during these times, try to think in the morning, act in the day, reflect and rest also. Okay, so keep calm and keep yourself busy with good deeds, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. And don't forget that take a piece of paper and write few examples. So open up your lesson from where you studied today, maybe the 15 ayah. You can go there that you did today in class, and you can see here it's all color coded, so you can even see there are things identified, and you should be able to say what's happening there. So why is this noon color? There is a noon sakina rule here. Why is this wow color? There is a wow madhya. There is a natural mad here. So you can sit with the family members and you can go through that. Okay, so Jazakallah khair for being here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you all. May Allah increase us all in beneficial ilm and amal. If there's anybody who needs help, I can stay in the room and I can help you with anything to clarify. But for rest of us, reminder, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Indeed, mankind is in loss except for those who believed, who did the righteous deeds, who reminded each other of truth, and who reminded each other of patience. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And message me if I need to take you in the breakout room, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.